Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Crusader Kings II Succession game. I have just realised where on earth this map mode comes from. It's whenever you open up the religion map. So if we bring you back to this, then click religion, boom! You can then see the different groupings right there, based on the kingdom. So, there you go, found it. So, yes, in the last episode we spent the majority of it just consolidating our hold, making sure that everything was secure as possible and as stable as possible, and we've basically achieved that. We are now under our vassal limit, which is fantastic. We have got loads of prestige, we've got a decent income, we're getting a lot of money. We have secured all of the counties in the Sainthood region. And we are working on Sieland. We are trying at the moment to take over Lolland, which is owned by Jarl Folki the Young. He has been sent an ultimatum to give me the vassalage of the dude who owns Lolland so I can steal his title myself. And he is currently considering his answer, and he may well try to raise the banners of war. He hasn't. Good. So Lolland, I would like to revoke your title of Lolland. Yes. And this is really pissing off my vassals. Like, we're going to have more than a couple very, very uppity people at the end of this, including Folki, who really dislikes me right now. And then finally, I'd like to revoke the title of Finn from you as well. Once again, you may raise up the banners. No, he hasn't. Good. He knows what's good for him. Well, in that case, we are now 2 over our domain limit, so with great reluctance, I feel like we need to give up the remnants of Iceland. So let's make sure we pick the right people for the job. Let's make sure these are not rulers. Let's go with... You know what? Sainthood has been a very, very good asset. So I'm going to grant him a landed title. He's going to have Sudermanland. And then we're going to give Altisland to somebody else. That can be... Let's go with someone with learning. Voldemar. No, because we'll lose their control. Same with him. We'll go with this dude. Grant landed title. This is Altisland. Grant. And then we are going to transfer those vassals to this guy. So transfer vassalage. Altisland. Transfer vassalage. Sudermanland. Or not. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you should have control of all of this. I transferred the wrong thing. I don't think it matters. Maybe it doesn't matter. Hang on. Feeling, yeah, I gave that one away. God damn it. Sorry, I need that one back. I was trying to give this province away, and then I need to revoke that one from you. It's just pissing everyone off. And then I'm going to give you... No, I'm not, because you're going to hate me. I'm going to give this to somebody else. Let's reset that. Holmgar. Grant landed title. Suderland. That's the one. And then you. Transfer vassalage. Suderland. See, it was all a big misunderstanding. I'm sorry. You don't like me, but that's because I've been revoking a lot of titles. In fact, a lot of the minions are going to be feeling that way. But we have now consolidated our hold. We own all of this duchy, we own all of this duchy, and one province in Åland, which is probably going to annoy these guys, but eh. And also Gotland. So we have 3 duchies under our control, which I think is fine. Alright, so with that in mind, we can now start just building this stuff up. With no problems. Usually it's really hard to secure that stuff. The vassals may hate me, we're going to be starting to get some factions together, but we've also got a really big standing army, so bring it, frankly. The other thing we need to do is get the weaponsmiths up and running. The reason for that is because I need that retinue No, not that. Wait, hang on, what's it that gives 100? Yeah, it is the weaponsmiths. So we need that retinue size from the weaponsmiths. Okay, so nobody rose up against us, which is great. So I think what I'm going to do is Gotland, raise your troops. I'm leading you personally. Raiding stance, jump on the ships. Let's head over to York. Burn it all. Then we're just going to keep on spending our resources here to build up these estates for when Mus takes over. Start with Durham. New administration, that doesn't mean that there's nothing there. And the other one that we do need to keep an eye on is make sure that this place keeps producing. Is there a way of marking this as special interest? No. Basically, whenever something in Sudaman tribe finishes, it's roughly going to be on the same counter, I think. At least that's what I'm going to go with. And I could still create the Kingdom of Denmark, but that's just asking for succession problems, at least until we can get something better. You guys are trying to marry my daughter again, aren't you? Nope, you can have her. You are. Decline. So, your husband died. A disagreement with Emil, or Musina's axe. I'm sure it was one of those. Alright, so let's marry you off. Matrilineal, fightiness, and definitely to a Norse, because I don't want to lose you. You'll do. We're all trying to marry her. She's popular, apparently. Alright, Uppland has built a training ground. Uppland has an extremely effective steward overseeing that. That may have been a mistake, because we only just... Oh no, we're actually earning money still, so we're fine. There's no problems here. How good is Woost? 27 already. How old am I? 60. How old did you get to? 71. We apparently have really good health. Flipping hell. He lived for another 11 years after the point where I am now. Okay. Alright, Uland tribe has built a thing. Let's get you... Weaponsmith. Let's get that retinue up. The Siege of St. Cuthbert has been finished. We are still waiting for some more though, and in fact we could go and loot Northumberland, although they probably don't have very much there. Yes, I will absolutely adopt your ideas. That sounds fantastic. Victory there. Let's move you up here. Of course, the petty kingdom of Northumbria is looking a little war-torn right now. So we just got all the money from that. Let's go and fight these guys and just steal all their stuff. Bish bash bosh. Bishop Effith, we're going to keep you. Chaos surrounding the Battle of Lindisfarne, my men cornered one of their commanders. I would like to ransom a bunch more people. Alright, so Uppland has finished another building. So let's make sure that we keep that going. Level 4 training grounds, maximum levy size. Perfect. Then Erland, I think, is... Oh no, it's still going. Sjelland, same thing, training ground. Gastricland. I'm going to get the weaponsmiths going, I think. Sudermanland. Smiths. Alright, good. Good. Yeah, all of you guys absolutely detest me, and I couldn't care less. As long as you pay me your ransoms. Keep that cash flowing. Rebels have risen. Okay. Is somebody else going to fight them? Where are you? You're over there. Nope, that's just in a random count territory. You know what? The heavy infantry can go and deal with that. It's what I pay them for, after all. Ah! Somebody just died. Loudly. Oh, that didn't close. You. Lindisfarne. Jarl Armbjorn of Jomtland has given me bizarre and repulsive evidence concerning Jarl Gnuper's Bergenslagen's sexual preferences. How shall I use this juicy information? I don't really care. Right, we just need to burn down the barony here. And then move in to the north. Titles being usurped by people with it. It's going to take a while for the various titles and things to kind of settle. Because I was a little bit arbitrary in how I handed them out. They were handed out to be the most benefit to me, and also I tried to break out as many counts as possible to keep the power of the dukes fragmented, and they'll be trying to usurp those various counts that we created and stealing their territory. Fine. Encountered Ellen number of times, was pleasant. I think this is friendship. Congratulations. And I've made a friend. Yay. Right, Hilly is going to be a great fighter, and I'm training her personally. Fantastic. And I now need a new ambition. Become exalted. Have at least 5,000 prestige. Then that seems to be a reasonable goal. Okay, so I need to stop building prestige buildings for a time. I can spend it all afterwards. I just need to hit 5,000 prestige. Okay. Challenge accepted. One of the things I will need to do then, I think, is switch to the Sword of Heaven, because that produces more prestige. And I think you only use the one that is actually currently equipped. Get out of the way, I need to loot this. There we go. I've inherited Vestergautland and Dahl again. Alright, new person, new person. Let's go with someone of learning. Like this dude. It's a bit younger too. Grantlanded title, Chieftain of Dull. Council's now just like, no! We're no longer loyal! I would like you to increase the strength, the production speed of stuff in Uppland. Right, Gotland is going to be really expensive buildings, so we're just going to leave those alone for the time being, although we could get that. Because then everything upgrades. Yeah, I want to keep that prestige though. We'll do it. Right, Dull Tribe, yes. So the council, which was formerly super loyal, is now super not loyal, and also their favours have been bought by people. In which case, alright, so Voldemar wants some of that land. So I'm going to give it to Voldemar. I'm then going to grant Voldemar the Earldom. So he should always be loyal at this point. So we need to get rid of this. And we're going to be just racking up the negative opinion. So we might have some fights in the not-so-distant future. But I'm fairly confident in our capacity to deal with that. We have a lot of troops. No. People are raiding us. Have we not fought this yet? Why have you... What? Sent you off that way ages ago. That's one burning. Oh, those are tribes. That's not going to be worth nearly as much. Just make sure you go home afterwards. Nearly done. And done. Okay, let's head down here. Oh no, we haven't actually looted it. Someone else took it. The band of highway robbers has become more and more audacious, plundering more towns and settlements every day. Marshal Jarl Holston has proposed to lead an attack personally to eradicate them from the province. Give him more than enough soldiers, 95% chance of success. Why would I tell him to do this? I guess if I want him to take injuries? Don't know. Kind of weird. Not beat them. Oh, we're fighting them now. Now we beat them. Silly farmer. Oh, really? Fine. Right. We are looting stuff that we've already looted, so let's go burn York. I mean, if we're going to re-loot something, then at least it can be York. If any place deserves to be burned more than once. Arrange betrothal. Worcest. No. Because I want you matrilineally married. To somebody of our religion. Siegfried loves physical games and is developing a strong physique. Cool, I guess. Let's see if there are any skills. Steward, Ulfa. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. I'm doing this matrilineally because we have just the one heir, which is Worcest. Although I'd love to see Mus playing as Messina. I think that would be amazing. There must be some way to force open the defences of York with control over both land and sea. Full assault. It was a great victory. Weaponsmith has been built. Yeah, I really want to spend this prestige, but also I really don't want to spend this prestige. If there's any chance that I can hit the 5,000, and I reckon there probably is. Although a lot of the prestige that I had would have come from creating titles. I could hear someone sneaking around. Solvi, you random person. Okay, children lacks focus. Orvar of Gotland. This is the son, who is learning to be pretty good at fighting. Okay. We generate 10 prestige a month. That's quite a lot of prestige. Plus the prestige that we get from fighting stuff. My liege, I'm pleased to report the success of my mission to Sealand. The majority of the population has been converted to Germanic. Excellent. Okay, so you need to proselytize in Lolland to make sure that that gets converted. You could also be building me some more prestige. I'm fairly happy with you building up Uppland, because Uppland needs to get built up. I think that's going to be the one place where I continue to spend that prestige. Your Marshal, John Holston of Eadfalki, has come to you with a suggestion, my lord. It's my opinion he would make an excellent military commander. Yes, I would agree with you. Continue. Right, Upland tribe. Weaponsmith. Do I want to be spending this prestige? Yes, I think so. This is like my own legacy versus the legacy of my successors. And I want to ensure that they are as successful as possible, so I wanted to build up their opportunities to do so. Let's get Market Village done. Hjalmar loves physical games and is developing a strong physique. That's nice. Congratulations. You also want a Market Village. You want a hill fort? Yes. Well, let's see what Sudermanland has or doesn't have. Need a bit more cash before we do anything else. But that's fine, that can be arranged. Can't at York. York, old buddy, old chap, old bean, old thing. Catterick's been done. Katarina. Sure. Because I don't know who you are. Earth Hill Fort. Yes. My liege, the construction work being done in Uppland is coming well along the meticulous eyes of a master builder who has taken me under his wing and is teaching me all he knows about constructing buildings. This knowledge will greatly help me in my work. Prosperity in the county increases. Excellent. Yeah, the prosperity of Uppland hasn't actually gone up at all before. So good. You may continue. Right, onwards to Hull. I think I'm going to split off the ships, send you guys home and then back again. Then Finn needs to build a little something something, like a market village. And there's the 500 prestige. Alright, so yes, I should be trying to save prestige. Spending money is fine, prestige not so much. Because prestige we also get from looting, same as the cash. So we can get those stone hill forts up. We can get the market villages up. And actually the income from all of these places is going up pretty dramatically. Someone's trying to kill Woost. What? Bugger. A fledgling in the lodge is somewhat lacking duelist. Zealous, brave, charitable, lustful, content. Send Odder. Show him how it's done. Bugger was soundly beaten by Odder, barely broke a sweat in the duel. Bugger suffered some minor injuries, but I'm sure they'll only serve to build character. We become rivals. Well, considering how you are a heathen... Oh, I can't fight you. Because he's recently been in one. Wow, flipping hell, you're doing that really quickly, which is amazing. Right, where's next? Oh, Erland, obviously. We need to make sure that all of our own provinces are converted, and then we can move on to other ones. No, I am not spending any more prestige. Random courtier. She can become diligent, sure. I'm not the one making her do it. Weaponsmith's done. Uppland. I really want to spend some of the resources I'm getting from this. But I know doing so is a terrible idea. So we get 500 prestige every time we send a ship back, which means we need to send these ships back 10 times. We are already 63. And while I am the very picture of health at the moment, that's still 63. No, I think that the prestige thing is a young man's game. So let's build up the cheaper of these items. And just build these up. Okay. Decision made. As much as I'd absolutely love to become the Great, I don't really need a title for people to know I'm great. I mean, it's fairly obvious, really. I'm pleased to hear that after a period of peace and shrewd management, Uppland is doing very well. Excellent. Lolland. I would like for you to have an Earth Hill Fort, please. And also Sunderland. Also have an Earth Hill fort. Sure, I forgot about my promise to take Tyra riding, but now she's poured water on me when I was resting. I had a little bit to drink, and I am the king. I'll show her. I have a bad headache. My episode of Tyra is slowly coming back to me. There's no excuse for my behaviour. There's worse that I even got lectured by a child. Mostly I just wanted the prestige from doing that. Oh, Hull is completely in flames. Alright, let's go for Lincoln. And then Norfolk. And then... oh dear, Wessex seems to be having some issues. Who are you fighting? Oh, just the Civil War. Just a Civil War. Vilkur has died, and now we've got Orvar in charge instead, who does not like me nearly as much. I think I'm going to send you a gift to boost you, and give you also an honorary title. Make you the Drossetti. He's like the Pope. He's like my personal Pope, so of course we want to keep him on side. Market Town has been built in Finn. So, Gastric Land. He's going to get a better training grounds. Finn. He's going to get the Hill Fort. Okay. Keep the production going. Our ongoing struggle outside of Gainsborough has brought out the best of our military strategists. One of them is a Norse veteran with a penchant for invention. I will take the technology. Ooh. That last wave kicked our ass. The first couple of waves, not nearly as effective. Well, I guess we need to go back to Gotland and raise another segment, although well, there's 1,000 men there, we're fine. Upland tribe. Weaponsmith. Gotland tribe. It is completely built. And when it becomes feudal, it's going to have level 1 city walls, castle shipyard, and level 2 keep, militia ground. Oh no, keep, barracks, militia training ground, and household training ground. Sweet! Right, so let's send the levy home. Let's raise the levy, raiding, jump on the ships, back over to England. Although actually France looks to be having problems. Let's go and raid France. In fact, wasn't one of my missions like years ago to go and raid Utrecht? It probably was, but I don't see it anymore. That's a couple of people raiding us. Jedvard's host. Well, as long as you're not going for me, it's fine. And yeah, Sticht, definitely worth some cash. So let's go jump off here. Cole, a fledgling in the lodge, is a very poor duelist. The Magistaros of the Varangian Guard and commander of the Varangian Guard. And yet, you're not very good at fighting. No, because you're old. So am I, and I'm very good at fighting. Fair fight. Thought he was going to die and blames me for it. Fool. Alright, so you think you can have me. You might be right. You know what I should have done? I should have sailed here. Hilly has become an excellent strategist. And... I'll make you brawny. A brawny genius who's ambitious. Hello. That's definitely worthy of matrilineal. Are there any other geniuses? Too bad. What about other fighters who are preferably Germanic? Sturdy, scarred, craven, ambitious, cynical, diligent, deceitful. I mean, sturdy's not bad. The other way of doing it, of course, is if they're in the court, then I don't think they can say no. So I'm going to search all men who are not a ruler for geniuses. None. Okay. What about giant? A 10-year-old. Only 6-year difference. I can't. Can I get a betrothal between you and Hilly? No. Okay, so not a giant. Brawny. Asbjorn here. Shrewd and Brawny. Club-footed. Brawny, groomed, chased. These guys are amazing. Alright, let's sort this by fightiness. So, no, he wouldn't join. It's a bit too old. Lemetti. Learning, martial. West Friesland, here we go. Malnourished, but that can be fixed. Temperate, cynical, erudite, arbitrary, ambitious, and diligent. Good mix of stats. You know what? God, we are going to invite you to the court, and then we're going to matrilineally marry you to Hilly. Mayor Octa. We will keep him. Right, you, marriage to Hilly, matrilineal. Send. Okay. That matrilineal and they're being completely unable to refuse, a little bit powerful. You can do some crazy things with that. Orland is not building anything. Build that market village. Gotland is already done. Sieland could definitely do with a weaponsmith. Lolland, Earth Hillfort, Sudermanland, Hillfort. We're being very good when it comes to building everything up. Pillaging Utrecht has been very fruitful. Our warriors have gathered many prisoners amongst the populace that look fit to become good thralls. So Uppland can get a build cost reduction and build time reduction. Absolutely will do that. The rumours were true. The hold of Utrecht was filled with treasure. Since I was the leader of the assault, I'll take the best share of the loot myself. Should have done that like years ago. That's fine. My prisoner, Chief Wuthred of Dunbar, is complaining about his dark cell. That's very unfortunate for you. Let's go and ransom some people. That's quite a lot of monies. Ka-ching. And on that note, we shall end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying it. If you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because remember, I'm trying to hit that 10k, so any support you can provide there would be absolutely amazing. If you haven't done so already, then do come check us out over on Twitch as well. You can find that at twitch.tv/Mordred Viking. I stream there most days from 5 PM until about 2 AM GMT, British time. And it would be great to see some of you join us. It's always a good laugh. I do have a Discord, which you can find linked in the description below, as with everything else I'm talking about here. That's where the community hangs out. They're a cool bunch. I also use that as kind of my mouthpiece to tell people what's going on and when and where and that type of thing. And then finally, I have a Patreon. If you want to support the channel a little bit further, you can always do that. You can find that at patreon.com/MordredViking. In the meantime, I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.